Hi everyone, I'm Gautam aka The Seeker of Wisdom. I'm a manifestation coach, and in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to stop jealousy. Now, before I do so, I'd like to remind you guys I am available for coaching. So I offer hourly, monthly, email, and DM coaching along with premium coaching right now, which is basically unlimited calls and unlimited DMs. I also have two different Facebook groups. I have a paid Facebook group where I appear live 4 times a month, answer your queries, and upload exclusive resources. And I also have a free Facebook group where I post my YouTube videos in advance and post free resources for you guys to use. And I also have a mailing list where I post articles from time to time as well as my latest offers for coaching. And last but not least, I also have many different bundles, masterclasses for you guys to purchase. I just released my Manifest Your SP masterclass that was targeted for Valentine's Day. So if you are manifesting your SP for Valentine's, we have 30 days right now. So in this masterclass specifically, I talk about how to manifest your SP on a time crunch specifically for Valentine's Day. What do you do? And I also give you guys exclusive worksheets and everything for you guys to plan out your days from now till Valentine's Day so that you may manifest your SP on Valentine's Day for a date or whatever you'd like to do with them, right? So if you guys are interested, be sure to email me or DM me to find out what plans may be suitable for you, pricing information, and much more. So without further ado, guys, let's get to it. So today I really want to talk about why people are jealous, and like how do you kind of like overcome that, because this is like prevalent in the manifesting community, I feel. Oftentimes I hear conversations, even with my clients sometimes, where they're telling me, well, I've been scouring through Reddit forums and Facebook groups and things like that, and I often see people like manifesting within a week, or like within days, and here I am struggling maybe for like months and so on. I don't know where am I going wrong. How is it that they get whatever I wanted? Or even in like the friend circle, right? I see so many people like sometimes telling me like my friends getting XYZ, and why not me? Like, I have been doing everything as well, like, what's going on? And I really feel jealous. I can't help it, like, I really feel jealous when they are getting exactly the lifestyle that I wanted. And what is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that they are doing right? These are some things that I often hear, both again in my friend circle as well as in the manifesting community and with my clients sometimes as well. One thing I always tell people is never to compare, right? Never to compare your own journey and your own life with someone else's, right? But how do you really kind of overcome this, like jealousy, right? How do you overcome this feeling? Firstly, you recognize that everyone's journey is different, right? Like everyone is on a unique path, right? So your journey is completely different from that of others, right? Your strengths and present weaknesses are different from that of another, right? For example, so one may manifest SP easily, the other may manifest money easily, right? And we are different that way, right? Because our strengths and weaknesses are very different. So what comes easy to one person may not come easily for another person, because due to our upbringing, and like the limiting beliefs that we may have had since childhood and things like that, right? So that is why there might be some differences. Now, does that mean these things can't be overcome? Not necessarily. Like, they can certainly be overcome, right? And that is why you use techniques, and that is why you practice and things like that. But being jealous of someone else's achievements, or whatever that they're getting in life, isn't going to help you, right? So what I would recommend is, whenever you are feeling jealous, like, think about the story that you're telling yourself. Think about the story that you're telling yourself, like, okay, why are you jealous? Because they have what I want. Okay, so what does that mean for you, right? So why are you getting jealous? Like, are you thinking that that you will never get it, or do you think it's taking too long? Like, what is the story there? Like, what's the internal dialogue that's going on, right? Like, monitor that, because what we are trying to figure out here is, why are you jealous, right? And when you figure that out, like, solve them. Like, when you think that, okay, it's taking forever, you don't know where you're going wrong and things like that, like, like, change your story, change your perception. Think about times when you manifested things quickly. Think about things that comes for you very easily, right? And tell yourself and remind yourself that if someone in front of you is getting whatever you want, that means, if they are you pushed out, you are going to receive it as well, right? There is enough, and in fact there's plenty for all of us, right? So them getting something doesn't mean there's less for you, right? Them getting something doesn't reflect badly on you, right? Again, we are all on different journeys, so don't compare, right? Like, really don't compare. Like, if you are seeing something on the outside, right? Like, it's okay. Like, if they are getting it, be happy for them, right? Because it doesn't mean anything wrong is with you. Like, them getting something, like, let's say if another person has manifested their SP successfully, that doesn't mean anything about you. That doesn't have to do anything with you, right? Like, you can manifest whatever you want as well. In fact, you being shown that another person is manifesting a SP should give you hope that if they can do it, so can I. Why? Because everyone is me pushed out, right? I used to hear this short reel some time ago, when there was this person saying, like, if your friends are getting whatever you wanted, right, that means God's in the neighborhood. He's going around knocking every single door. And I love that analogy, right? So see it as, okay, this is a sign that it is coming for me as well. Like, it's all moving, right? That's why I'm seeing this topic of marriage or union pop up so often, because it's being saturated into my mind right now, which is why I'm seeing all these things. And that means that my desire is just around the corner, and I'm just going to embrace it. I'm just going to feel so grateful for this, right? That's the way you should take it, right? Rather than thinking, okay, where are you going wrong, and what is wrong with you, and kind of putting this whole narrative of struggle isn't going to help you. In fact, what it does is reinforce the limiting beliefs that you already have, right? And we know that reinforcing that isn't going to help you at all, right? When you have a limiting belief, you shouldn't reinforce that. Right? What you should do is break those limiting beliefs through positive thoughts and its repetition and whatnot, right? And you guys already know that. But every time when you think along these lines, you are reinforcing the limiting beliefs, right? Where am I going wrong? Maybe you're not going wrong. Maybe the bridge of incidents is perfectly unfolding, and you thinking you're going wrong is the one thing that actually pulled you out of alignment, right? Every time when you get jealous of someone, that means you're out of alignment, right? You're not in the end state of mind. And what is the one main thing that you should be doing as a conscious manifester? Is to be in the end state of mind, is to sustain the end state of mind. And what does that mean? To really think from the end that your desires are already done. This is why you use techniques. Techniques are used to sustain your mind and the end state as much as possible, so that when your dominant thoughts manifest, it's a favorable outcome, because your dominant thoughts are favorable. And every technique that you do is to sustain that, right? So when you are getting jealous, like, have that awareness to tell yourself, hey, this is not the way to go, and quickly shift into the abundance mindset. Okay, like, tell yourself, well, good for them, I'm really happy for them. Why? Because them getting it also means that it's around the corner for me as well. It's already done for me too, so why would I be jealous of them, right? And why would I feel like I'm doing anything wrong? I'm not. That has nothing to do with me, right? If anything, that means I'm doing something correct, because, like, my mind is being filled with loving positive thoughts, and I'm seeing others getting successes as well, right? And you can always see it as that, right? Things are inherently meaningless, and how you project, like, or how you interpret these events, like, ultimately shows, like, where your thoughts are, and also attracts things based on your perception, right? So if you see someone manifesting SP, and you think, like, hey, this is great, this means that success is around the corner for me as well in this area, and that this means my mind is being permeated with these types of things, that is a positive interpretation, right? So you're going to attract more positive events into your life, right? But if you think, well, where am I going wrong, how is it that they get all that I wanted, this is so unfair, and things like that. And this also applies to when you look at your friends and things like that, right? When you come at it from that perspective, what are you going to do? You're going to attract events that makes you feel more like this, right? So things are inherently meaningless, so give them a favorable meaning from now, right? So that's one way to break jealousy. right? And remember, this is nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you, right? Like in your ability to manifest or anything like that, right? So if I were you, what I would do is, focus on myself as much as possible. Focus on my journey, right? Be so focused on your own journey and living in the end that the journey of others isn't even a point of focus for you or point of contention for you, right? um like if I were you, like what I would be doing at this point is like, to really just use as much time as I have to live in the end, to persist in that, to permeate my mind with that, to saturate my mind with the end scenes, the end desire, and to be embracing that as much as possible, to be giving gratitude for all those things. That's where my focus will be, right? Like whatever you nurture grows, right? And if you're not nurturing your own backyard and your own garden, and you're looking at your neighbors and you're saying like, well, how is their garden so beautiful and things like that, right? Well, of course, because you're too busy focusing on them and without nurturing like your own backyard and your own garden and things like that, right? So how is this like going to flourish, right? So you have to kind of keep the focus on yourself, your thoughts, where your thoughts are like dominantly dwelling in, right? And if it's not in a favorable place, you have to focus on bringing it back and redirecting it to a favorable place. That's where your focus should be, right? Be so focused on yourself that the journey of others doesn't even matter to you. And if it's someone like your close friend or something, be happy for them, right? You know share, like celebrate their successes. Why? Because that, it has nothing to do with your own journey or anything. It doesn't mean that you suck at your journey, or it doesn't mean that you will never get it, or things like that, right? Those are meanings that you are giving yourself. Like address them, right? There's plenty to go around for everyone, right? You are receiving those successes as well, right? Have an abundance mindset and celebrate their successes, because when it is your turn, right, they are going to be celebrating with you. Come at it from that perspective, right? These are the people that I'm going to celebrate my successes with, and so I'm going to be celebrating their successes as well, right? So if you come at it from that perspective, you wouldn't feel jealous, right? You wouldn't feel like, how is it that they are getting that and I am don't, right? Jealousy mainly comes from the fact that you thinking that they are receiving it, and that the possibility of you receiving is either zero or close to zero, or it just feels impossible for the time being, right? Or it's just taking too long, right? And that is why you feel jealous. In other words, a lack mindset is what's causing you to feel jealousy. Whereas if you come from the abundance mindset, you wouldn't feel jealous at all, because what's there to be jealous about, right? Like there's nothing, right? So come at it from the abundance mindset. Focus on yourself, focus on your thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs, right? Focus on nurturing it, focus on you know sustaining the end state of mind as much as possible, and persisting in that the journey of others isn't even a vocal point for you, isn't even a point of contention for you, right? And when you come at it from this perspective, I think like jealousy will be gone. Like I used to have those types of thoughts, like even with like my family members and stuff like that, like my siblings and whatnot. Like I used to think like, why am I like this and why are they like that, right? And where am I going wrong and things like that. And at one point I just realized, like, what, one, embrace your strengths, to be focused on your growth, that their doings like don't even affect you at all. And if someone comes to me and tells me like, hey, I've got an XYZ right now, and I'm like, congratulations, I'm happy for you, you deserve it, right? And that doesn't affect me at all, because I'm just like so focused on my goals, and I know I can see the end in my mind, and I'm persisting in that whatever that their achievements isn't something of a threat to me, or isn't doesn't make me insecure about where I am at life right now, because I know that this situation that I'm in right now is temporary, because I already know the end in my mind. And that I'm going to like I'm persisting in that, and that is all unfolding perfectly for me. So why is there a reason for me to be jealous of this person who's telling me about their successes? Zero. There are zero reasons for me to be jealous, right? So when I come at it from that perspective, it just makes it easy for me, right? So it may require a bit of practice in the beginning, like all things do, and I'll be the first one to admit it. But train your mind to think this way, right? Be so focused on yourself that the others journeys like becomes very irrelevant, right? Like nurture yourself, right? Rather than like scouring through Reddit forums or Facebook groups to kind of find that one technique that could change it all for you. No, right? I feel like at this point, if you are scouring through videos, if you have found my video, like I feel like you are already at a point where you know a decent amount, with regards to the law of assumption, right? So have faith in yourself, right? Trust yourself enough to persist in what you want, and to maintain that journey, right, until you get what you want. It's as simple as that. Like, manifestation in a nutshell is all about you know getting clear about what you want, assuming that it's already done, and persisting in the assumption that it's already yours until it shows up in the 3D. That's it, right? Everything else is a extra layer that you are putting on yourself. And one of the reasons why people get jealous sometimes is because they are too focused on the 3D. But we know that we shouldn't focus on the 3D. So what are you doing by focusing on the 3D, right? And again, like, some people tell me, well, it's hard and things like that. In the beginning it may be, admittedly, right? But with practice, again, all things comes to you easily, right? So practice it. In fact, that's all the more reason to practice it, right? So rather than focusing on other people and their progress in life and whatnot, focus on yourself, focus on persisting in what you want, focus on making your life a heaven for you, right? Because they are building whatever they want and they are happy, right? And what good is it going to do to you by focusing on them and being jealous, right? It doesn't do any good for you, right? And if anything, it's reinforcing your limiting beliefs, and it's only making it more dominant in your mind. So what you should be doing, again, is focusing on the favorable thoughts and persisting in them until it comes true. That is what you're supposed to be doing. So with that, guys, we've come to this end of this video. If this video resonated with you, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Turn on your bell notification so that you guys will know when I upload a new video every single week. And the giveaway for 1 week DM coaching is still ongoing. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and follow me on my Instagram, and I'll be announcing a winner when we reach 1,000 subscribers, both here and on my Instagram stories as well. So keep an eye out for that, guys. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really, really appreciate it. All the love and care and all your kind words is never taken for granted by me. And I just wanted to come here and just say that once again. And I know I say that from time to time, but I really don't take it for granted. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys once again. Stay safe and happy manifesting. Peace.